A great achievement, and sort of have to highlight really how difficult it is what they've actually gone and done this season, off the back of as you said, a relegation 2 seasons ago and missing out in the playoffs last season to rebuild a mindset and channel that focus back towards getting to the Premier League and that hard work that they've put in this year. It's been remarkable, really. I've been lucky to see it at pretty close quarters, and the work that's gone on and what they've built has been nothing but it's unbelievable.
Talk us through the emotions of last night, because it was a tense game, a tight game. It was almost a playoff final that wasn't at Wembley because either side knew the ramifications of a victory. And I think that was important for Bournemouth, and you sort of saw that, particularly in the first half. They didn't play their best football, but they were calm and composed, and they didn't let the occasion get to them.
No, and I thought they showed a different side to their game last night. A side that maybe was questioned earlier on in the season, and the longer this team was going unbeaten, and especially when they went through that 16-game unbeaten period where they was playing some really good football, there was always questions being posed: could they show another side to their game? And they was ticking them boxes as they was going through the season, and again they showed that in the first 45 minutes. I thought they fought really hard, they scrapped, they stayed in the game, and then second half's as good as I've seen them recently. Played with real control, real maturity, some real standout performances, and fully justified the result they got.
83 minutes in, when the goal came, was anyone in the stadium, anyone watching at home, thinking that was going to unfold in the way it did? Everyone expected Philip Billing to hit it, but it was a clever piece of work, wasn't it, between two players on that moment?
Yeah, and the managers sort of alluded to that last night. It was well thought of at the time by the two lads, and we was just chatting off air, weren't we, about Kiefer's season when we bought him, and he got going, and then obviously had that injury, and to show that instinct between himself and Phil Billing, that connection is remarkable, to stay cool in them moments. And we was all sitting up in the stand and saying, oh, is it a left foot or is it a right footer, and not seeing out the corner of our eye that Kiefer was just peeling off to the back post. So great bit of skill and thought that went behind it, and well executed.
You've seen the scenes last night and the celebrations and the fans on the pitch, and you've been in that exact situation yourself, so you understand what it's like. How do the players digest that moment? Because when you look back on your career, clearly that will be one of the highs, and when these players look back on their career, it will be one of their highs.
Yeah, and I really hope they get to enjoy it. It's tough because all attentions from now on are turned towards the Premier League, but if they can take a few days to really let it sink in and enjoy it as a team, once you've done that and that's down in history and down on paper, they can't take it away from you. And I was always quick in these moments to turn to the people that may not be in the headlines. It's obvious to see what Dom Solanke and Lloyd Kelly and all these other players that have been playing week in, week out have done, but there's other lads that have come in behind the scenes, not only players but staff as well. But you think of the likes of Freddie Woodman, who come in January, and the knock-on effect of that is Mark Travers' form goes through the roof. There's other players, Chris Mepham, what he's done and kept the other two playing in front of him on their toes, and Gary Cahill at the start of the season. There's been so many people that have contributed. It takes 25, 26 squad players to do this thing now, so every single one of them have contributed, and I just hope they really all enjoy it and enjoy it as a group. And maybe in 10, 15 years time, when they're all retired and sort of not playing anymore, they'll look back with real pride and done something really, really significant for this football club. And
finally from me, final question really, looking forward now, of course, Bournemouth have been in the Premier League. They know what the Premier League's all about. What's the important thing that you remember from when you got promoted that this group need to take when they get promoted next season and they face the likes of Man City and Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, the manager and his staff have set some unbelievable principles at this football club, and some really, really high standards. And I'm sure he'll be coming down on them even harder next season. And as long as they keep the nucleus of the squad together, they've got some great young players. Sprinkle it with a little bit more, they'll be fine.